What is going on, ladies and gentlemen? It is Corey, your Autobot, and I'm here today bringing you guys a brand new video. Today's video, guys, I'm bringing you guys my honest opinions, like the pros and cons of Call of Duty World War II, like I guess you could say it's an in-depth look. So, first off, I'm going to get right into the pros. The pros of the game, of course, it is boots on the ground, and it is set back in like the pre-Cold War era, so World War I, World War II, and I really do enjoy those games. I even enjoyed the Cold War era with Black Ops 1. I really do enjoy the boots on the ground Call of Duty in general, but it is nice to go back to the roots of Call of Duty. So that is obviously the first pro in my opinion. But of course, a con to go along with that is the fact that with it being boots on the ground, a lot of people are just they're just camping. A lot of people have adapted to the movement system, and instead of just still playing the running gun tactics that were pretty common in the jetpack stuff in the movement games like Advanced Warfare and Infinite Warfare and Black Ops 3, people just have taken the camping, and that's of course the con to go with the fact that it's boots on the ground. So another pro within the game is the weapon balancing in this game is actually half decent. I'm not gonna say it's great or perfect, but it is a pretty well balanced game. I mean, of course, like every Call of Duty game, there are those weapons that stand out. And the con to go with that is there was one gun that they continually keep nerfing, but they don't nerf the one thing that needs to be nerfed on it, which is the damage. And the weapon I'm talking about is actually the bar. All they've done with the gun so far is increase the recoil, and I think they've lowered the fire rate a little bit on it. But it's still a 3-shot kill, which is absolutely insane. Like, it reminds me of the bow in Advanced Warfare. That was the exact same thing. And it took so long for them to nerf that, and even when they nerfed it, it was still fucking deadly. Another pro within the game is, for the most part, the maps within the game are really good. I really enjoy a lot of the maps in the game. There's only a few that I don't enjoy, and one of those ones that I don't actually enjoy is Point du Hoc. And then when it comes to war as well, the war game mode is a very nice addition, but I do not like Operation Neptune, mainly because when you're attacking the beach, all they do is just sit on the LMGs and they just absolutely shred you. I mean, unfortunately, there's not much you can do about that, but it is what it is, and it really sucks because when you're attacking, you're getting shredded by those guys on those MGs on the beach, and you can't do anything. The only hope you have is that one teammate manages to get lucky, and holy fuck, that was a good throw. Manages to get lucky and get through, and just kill them, and that way you can take the objective. Within the I guess you could say the maps within this game, for the cons on that side of things, is the fact that the spawn trapping is insanely easy. Like, spawn trapping is insanely easy to do. So as a result, you get spawn trapped insanely easy. Like, the spawns do not flip. Like, they hardly ever flip. You basically have to be balls deep in enemy spawn to flip them, which, you know what, I don't mind that, but I think the spawns being a little more sensitive should be implemented. I mean, I guess you could say they should have an escape spawn, which on most maps they don't. For the most part, you spawn, I guess, well, if you just do a Google search for some of the maps, they only have 2 spawn points on each side of the map, and that's literally it. They don't have any, I guess you could say, emergency spawns. Like, they have a secondary spawn, but for the most part, you spawn in the main one, which means you get absolutely fucked if you get trapped there. And if there's someone sitting over by the secondary spawn, then you're pretty well fucked. I think having a 3rd spawn point for each side of the map would be a good addition to make the game a little bit more fair. Because let me tell you, I'm tired of getting spawn trapped all the fucking time on certain maps. Now, this one here is strictly my opinion. I feel like the matchmaking in this game isn't bad, but I still feel like it could use a little bit of work. Mainly because I don't like the whole regional matchmaking system that they have, where you end up playing against, the people in your same geographical region, where you play against people, like if you're on the East Coast, you play against people on the East Coast. If you're like the central part of the East, like on the East Coast, but you're like right in the middle, you get matched up against people on the North and South, so you have a bigger variety. But where I'm northeastern, like I'm Eastern Canada, for the most part, I play against Eastern Canadians and some Central like Toronto, Ontario, stuff like that, or well, Ontario, Quebec, stuff like that. Like that's pretty much what I play against, and some northeastern Americans like Maine and stuff like that. So you know, I feel like the matchmaking is the regional matchmaking isn't a good idea, just for the simple fact that you don't get any variety in who you play against. However, the pro to that is the connection is relatively consistent. However, to go along with that, I feel like skill-based matchmaking needs to be enforced a little bit more, like pushed up a little bit more, because people are saying it is in the game. I don't think it is, because, I mean, to be honest, I feel like some of the lobbies I get into are just absolutely terrible. Like I went into a lobby the other day, and there was a guy that was Prestige Master and had like 600 score per minute, and he played against. And there's a guy on my team that was literally like he had just put the game in his Xbox, like he was a fresh level 1. So I feel like that, in that sense, it's a little unfair. The matchmaking system is a little bit broken. I feel like it should go a little bit based on, a little bit more based on your score per minute, not your kill death ratio. Because for the most part, if you have a high score per minute, you have a high kill death ratio too. That's generally the way it works. So I feel like skill-based matchmaking based on score per minute should be implemented. And the final one, guys, and I'm gonna say this. I am 100% gonna say this. I feel like in terms of having like the sensitivities within the game, they do need a little bit of work, because when you go from 1 through 7, they're pretty consistent jumps, 1 through 7, and then when you get to 8, jumping from 7 to 8 is actually quite a big jump, and then you jump from 8 to 9, that's a fairly decent jump, 9 to 10, so on and so forth. Like once you get past the mid-range sensitivity, which is 7, get like 8, and then you jump to 9, it's like you're playing on like 13 on like Black Ops 3. It's like, what the fuck just happened? I was playing on a decent sensitivity, I jump up 1, and now I'm spinning around the map like a goddamn fucking tornado. So, no, there are a lot of things within this game that do need to be changed and fixed, but all in all, the game itself is still really, really new, and it is a very great game. I would highly recommend it to anyone that hasn't bought it yet. But anyway, if you guys enjoyed the video, be sure to leave a like. I always appreciate it. And if you guys are new to the channel, be sure to subscribe. I'm approaching 400 subscribers, guys. Let's get me there before the new year, and I'd be greatly appreciated. Anyway, it's been Corey, your Autobot, and I'm out. Peace.